now our proud privilege to invite Professor Bhabatosh Banerjee sir to deliver the valedictory address.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Distinguished delegates, the respected principal of the college, and respected and distinguished speakers of keynote sessions and keynote and concurrent sessions. I am delighted to say that in many respects, this conference has been a great success. The key points are the arrangements, food, lunch, accommodation, and of course, on the top of everything, the academic sessions. The first two sessions before lunch were excellent because of the very good presentation as well as the background, rich background of the presenters. So I convey thanks, heartfelt thanks on behalf of the Research Foundation to the principal of the college and the organizers, those who organized. Okay, but there are some slips and other things which we have to take care in the future while collaborating in this seminar with any other college or university or educational institution. That we know, we have seen that we know what we have to do. First is let me share some of them. The Research Foundation does not encourage holding of a seminar based on abstract only. This is our very conscious stand that we have been following scrupulously, whether we do it alone or we do it with any other educational institution. This you should remember. And second is, many of the presenters of abstracts, they take out, of course, here with some good work. So I believe if those good work, analyses and discussions, they are included within the abstract, these abstracts can be converted into, each of them can be converted into a good paper. So you should keep in mind. And a seminar means give and take, learning between ourselves, collaboration between ourselves, always find that. And learning is a lifelong learning. It does not stop anywhere. He said, I'm 84 years old, I'm trying to do something. And somebody maybe older than me doing better work in research and other activities. So we should remember this. And India can become stronger only when we can make our research and accounting education and other education very, very strong. Always remember that point. So I think over time, these messages will be spread among the faculty members, students, and of other institutions, so that we can have more time. Here, of course, our time was very short, only 2 months or 2.5 months. So we can have more time to organize something and more people to get together to manage the academic part of the institute. Is that okay? This is very important. And last, let's say something. Okay,
No, sir. No, sir. স্যার কোনো টেনশনই নেই, আপনাকে পৌঁছানো আমাদের দায়িত্ব। হ্যাঁ, আপনি শুধু বসে থাকুন, আপনাকে আধ ঘন্টা আগে আমরা হাফ অ্যান আওয়ার আগে পৌঁছে দেবো স্যার।
So therefore, again on behalf of the Research Foundation, congratulations for making this seminar a successful one. Okay. Today, we should resolve to do something for which accounting fraternity and academicians keep us in mind. Something novel, we should do that. What is that? Question is, what is that? I had in mind several months ago a topic, the philosophy of accounting. This is very important. Philosophy of accounting. And if we travel throughout the world, then we will find only one organization, that is American Accounting Association. Not again in the context of accounting, but only in the context of audit. They have published a booklet along with a Middle East counterpart, that is philosophy of auditing. And the AAA, I mean American Accounting Association, has made study of that to the future accountants in the United States of America compulsory. First 1 and 2 chapters compulsory, because there are basic things regarding philosophy. So what are those basic things? এখন বলতে গেলে ঠিক জমাতে পারবো না, সেই জন্য আমার মনে একটা হচ্ছে যে ঠিক হবে না। So I raise some questions. The meaning of the term philosophy. Even Aurobindo, he wrote a book on philosophy of Bhagavad in the year 2004 to 6 published. It was only 70 pages, not too many. Only 70 pages. That was also, he was sitting in Boroda at that time. Now it is Bhagavad. Boroda has been renamed as Bhagavad. So, we know philosophy of science, philosophy of economics, and philosophy. One gentleman asked me when I was going to talk with him that I want to do this. He said, philosophy in accounting, what do you want to write? Only that is what I should put it like. If there is philosophy of law, philosophy of economics, why not a philosophy in accounting? He said, okay, that was my argument. So he said, okay, I really go ahead. Then I started writing. The dictionary meaning, in our country there is no paper on philosophy of accounting, any good reading paper. The dictionary, my emphasis is with three aspects. First, I am summarizing it. First, what is the meaning of philosophy? Number 2 is, how do we make a philosophical approach in making our accounting? Number 2, write a paper, please, madam, who could write a paper on philosophy of accounting? It's not that I am only one person who has done it. There could be many persons in India, in other countries also, who would write. And what exactly is in my model here? So the first part I will be very brief. Second part I will, this is complex. This is complementary. Philosophy of accounting. I am handing over to the principal. It is only 25 pages, although even it is 70 pages from Bhagavad. I am making 25 pages. Bhagavad is 18 chapters and this and all that. So I am handing over a full everything is to the principal and will request Professor Gautam Bhumi to join, to organize a big meeting of the faculty members and interested students so that they can discuss on the issue. So he knows it. Gautam knows it because at the time of writing, I always send it to some of my students who have good academic background, some of the teachers of the department who have good background, who are willing to give opinion, valid opinion, not that it is very good. That means, if you say it is very good, nothing to be added anymore. So it is good. But if you say there needs some modification, then you have read it, you have applied your mind, and you come out with open mind to give some solutions to your friend. That is the culture I believe in. That is the culture I have developed while I was staying in the United States of America. Anyway, now let me come back to number one, the meaning of the term philosophy, the dictionary meaning. So, you will read it later on, not now. The meaning of the term philosophy and its underlying principle is important. It is seeking after wisdom. It is seeking after wisdom, I'm quoting the dictionary, or knowledge, especially that which deals with ultimate reality, not far away from reality, especially which deals with ultimate reality, also dictionary. Okay, it is the body of principles, again, I am explaining that. It is the body of principles underlying a given branch of learning and a system of guidance in practical affairs. So you develop a theory that should be linked with practice, otherwise it doesn't have any meaning. Okay. You see, when you come to law, law has philosophy of law. There is a law commission, and then everything is coded, and when it is enacted by the member of parliament, there may be one committee by the MPs, and all said and done. Then there is strict vigilance, strict interpretation of each and every law by the Supreme Court of India. Constituency that is given. Even if we do a mistake, we assure that the judge of the Supreme Court does not make a mistake while interpreting the Constitution. Now come to history, the same thing. It is philosophy of history, the same thing. And then come to science, more rigorous analysis, and then it is changing. Whatever you are discovering today, then after some time you say that has become out of date and a new discovery has come out. These are the philosophy background of philosophy. Am I clear? So the first principle, to the rationale behind the actions and thoughts which tend to be taken for granted. What is the rationality? What you are talking about? It's not that whatever I have done, it is right. No. So what is the rationality? Number two, concern with systematic organizations of knowledge and knowledge in such a way that it becomes at once more and less self-contradictory. What does it mean? Because if it becomes self-contradictory, then if it becomes self-contradictory, then somebody else will take it up. We'll come up with more contributions. You see, the logic behind that is not that whatever I have done, that is final. Okay, go. The way we, and sometimes the way with the students. If a student comes with a question, never in my life in India, otherwise, I'm not declaring my country, otherwise, we do not encourage it. We always, I don't have time, don't see what I'm doing here, everything. But in the United States of America, in good schools, 2.5 years where I have done, it is written. May I help you? The question first comes from the teaching community, the secretary of the department, then to the students. The students are meant for the institutions, and therefore the other support staff, teaching community, and the support staff, they're meant for the students. Always they remember that. Okay? So we do not remember that. We are the last word. Sometimes we behave in such a way. The philosophy provides a basis whereby social relationships may be modeled and understood. So there should be a relationship between society and what I am going to discuss. Social relationships should be modeled and understood. Is it okay? These are the three very, very important principles of your philosophy. Now, philosophy in other areas I have already mentioned, a requirement, a degree of maturity. Science has a degree of maturity. So more and more philosophical. History has a degree of maturity. Accounting does not have a degree of maturity. Commerce does not have a degree of maturity. This is not my word. This is the word of Professor Gopal Das Rai, G.V. Rai, who is the first member of the Hall of Fame instituted by the Indian Accounting Association Research Foundation. In his book, I will come to that later on, a little later. And then example, science, history, education, law, others. Then why not in accounting? Why not in business education, philosophy, in business education, as I mentioned earlier? All those questions should be raised, and those questions should be raised by us, should be solved by us. Not that the students will solve for themselves, and should be raised by us and solved by us. They have developed specialized philosophies that are well recognized as acceptable contribution not only to the subject in question but to the sum of philosophical understanding. Why should I accept that? Science, an experiment. That's why a doctor travels to United States of America to understand the philosophy of understanding something. A scientist goes to United States of America or Germany to understand the philosophy of science in certain other aspects. You know, but we never go to any other place. Even we do not mind in thinking in terms of that. We are so good. Okay? And then who could write philosophy? We have talents. in our country also. We had terms as the philosophers of accounting who could write philosophy of accounting, in my view. I made some study, and then who were the competent persons for writing a paper or a booklet. However, his booklet contained only 70 pages. My booklet contained only something like 30. So, who could write philosophy of accounting? What should be, in my view, an intellectual who typically speaks and writes well, who are competent to write a philosophy on the subject of philosophy on a particular topic. So I'm defining that. An intellectual who speaks and writes well, and more importantly, encourages debates and arguments. The second part is more important. I write something, maybe I'm writing good. Many people say cost accounting is good, but if I am not open to discuss my writing with some other persons or friends, then I am not a philosopher of that particular subject. This is one of the important components. Writes well and encourages debates and arguments. So, I have examined the work of various persons in the world, and then I come to this background. Say, for example, I have seen, here I have written in my book, in the one from British, I will miss your money trade, not you. Okay, give attention. Okay? Richard Mathews is of the University of British Columbia. He was known in his lifetime philosopher, accounting philosopher. Because his each writing was slowly simple, he was open to discussion, debate, and accept your acceptable arguments of British Columbia. I mentioned social, his work is more important social that we published in India. The name of the book that was edited by me, an insight into accounting research, published by Hust Research Publication by the Indian Accounting Association Research Foundation. So, and this is I have noted, and I have come across with some very good people in the United States of America. Say, V.J. Zimmerman of the University of Illinois, which I visited, met him, and we made a joint paper. He was so kind to allow me to co-author a paper and in one of the universities in California, long back. Okay? But he guided 25 research scholars and one of the institutions which has been making periodically your scholarship running out of time. Periodically international conference declared in his name an award of $500 for the best paper of the conference. Okay? Numbers sometimes doesn't mean anything. I can give you examples also, but I will not do that. Then I come to India. Professor G.D. Roy, whom we made the first member of the philosophy of accounting, he was a professor of Calcutta University. Earlier, he was the vice chancellor of Fisher Kim Jong College University. he made a study. A survey of accounting ideas with an approach based on claims to services. You will copy. You got a copy. So a survey of accounting ideas published in 1963 and published by Alpha Publishing Concern at that time. So that book is not available. Even if the book is available, that book is so dilapidated that you cannot visit, you cannot copy, nothing could be done. So I took a project on publication on this particular aspect, this particular aspect that is your a survey of accounting ideas with an approach based on claims to services. Earlier I said the discipline should be mature, otherwise nobody can work on that. A discipline should be mature, otherwise nobody can work on that. Dr. Jidila, he said, accounting in our country, he said, in 80s, has not attained that maturity compared to economics, compared to science, compared to history, and many other disciplines of life. We published that in that research publications of the Indian Accounting Association research publication, an article. He published that. Therefore, he could write, but he thought that the discipline is not mature, it is not right enough to publish a paper or book on philosophy of accounting. This is number one thought. Number two example, Professor Arun Kumar Basu, late Professor Arun Kumar Basu, our student, taught in Calcutta University for a long time. Unfortunately, at the age of how many years? 63, he went to heaven. And because, I'm giving an example, rediscovering the balance sheet, the book that we published from the Research Foundation, rediscovering the balance sheet. He wrote in certain books that does not include rediscovering the balance sheet, standards. And someone from Calcutta University made a comment in the counter that standard setting is not an academic exercise. Right or wrong, I don't know. Because we all are running after standard setting, implementation, this and that. This is not an academic exercise. So I am not putting that book. I am putting rediscovering the balance sheet. Limited book. And we published it in the
BSc in Commerce. It was published in BSc.
Yes, in Commerce, whatever it is. Professor Basu, my very, very favorite student. And then I come to, this is the first part. Second part, the philosophy of accounting, which you can have yourself detailed discussion because it is written here. The aims and objects, everyone should have some aims and objects. Why should we do that? Right? The Oxford Dictionary again refers to seeking after wisdom or knowledge that deals with ultimate reality. Philosophy of life may also represent overall vision of or an attitude towards life and purpose of it. Once Swami Vivekananda said, if you dream a better. If you dream a better dream. Okay? And I have to explain this. Okay, now the morning is here. They will have some theories here, proprietary theory, accounting equation, then from the American textbook, financial reporting process. All these are arguments. Before I suggest something, these are all arguments. Okay? generally accepted accounting principles, and then public enterprises operating in India, code of professional ethics, and then environmental compliance. All these have to be included in this philosophy of accounting. And finally, the Shell International Conference from we are taking the Shell 2021 reporting practice, and then another reporting, good reporting practices, and then the value added concept. So this is what ultimately I have given a model here. In the second part, I have given a model, and that model is based on full of arguments and discussions. You can negate some of the arguments, but you have to give your counter arguments acceptable, good counter arguments. With this helps, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. We would now like to invite a few participants to share their feedback with us. If anybody would like to say something.
Please come here, 1 minute feedback, 2 or 3.
Very respectful evening to everyone present here. I am very surprised by the words and thoughts Dr. Valedictory took. First of all, I believe that I won't be going through that age, and even if I go to that age, I won't be able to sustain the wisdom and knowledge and the pouring that you have done, sir. It is our great honor, and I feel we are very fortunate that such a learned person has given his insight. And being an Indian, sir is a big resource to us. We pray for his health, prosperity in the coming days, and to everyone present here, may God bless us all. Thank you so much.
Anyone?
Thank you, Varun sir. Now I invite our principal sir to share his feedback with us.
Before I proceed to my concluding remarks, I would like to take a moment to express my deep sense of gratitude to Professor Parents. I consider it a lifetime achievement and a great honor to share this platform with him today. It is indeed a matter of immense pride and privilege for me to be associated with such an eminent scholar. I offer my sincere respect and heartfelt thanks to Professor Banerjee. So as we conclude this seminar on sustainability, changing paradigm of accounting and finance, it is important to reflect not only on what we have discussed, but also on what we practice. Sustainability has been a recurring theme in the academic discourse for many years. Yet, in our day-to-day institutional activities, we often continue with traditional habits that are not aligned with the sustainable principles. Even in seminars dedicated to sustainability, we tend to prefer printed abstract volumes and hard copy of certificates. And this reflects a gap between the awareness and action. True sustainability does not come only from discussion. It begins with the conscious change in our habits, preference, and practices. There is a significant scope to move towards paperless modes of academic engagement. While it may not be practical to completely eliminate the printed materials, we can certainly adopt a balanced approach, providing participants with the option to choose between soft copies or hard copies can subsequently reduce the paper usage. Even Even a partial shift can make a meaningful difference. So importantly, sustainability also demands a degree of personal commitment. We must be willing to forego certain convenience, sacrifice our individual preference in order to achieve sustainability in true sense. So let us therefore take a small but meaningful step forward by aligning our actions with our ideas and making sustainability a part of our everyday academic practice. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Himanshu sir to propose the vote of thanks.
Respected dignitaries, on and off the dais, learned speakers, delegates, participants, and dear students. Good afternoon to all. It gives me immense pleasure to propose vote of thanks at the end of this one-day national seminar on sustainability, changing paradigm of accounting and finance, organized by Department of Commerce, Malda College, in association with Indian Accounting Association Research Foundation. At the very beginning, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our Chief Patron, Professor Soren Bandyopadhyay, President, Governing Body, Malda College, for his kind encouragement and support. I offer my heartfelt thanks to our respected Principal Sir, Dr. Manas Kumar Beddu, for his constant guidance, inspiration, and wholehearted support in organizing such a seminar. And sir, your encouragement always motivates us to organize such a meaningful academic program. I would also like to thank Indian Accounting Association Research Foundation, especially Dr. Tarun Mandal sir, to Secretary IRF and Treasurer and Principal Sundarban Hari District College for his support and association with this seminar. I express my deep sense of gratitude to our respected and distinguished guest and inaugurator, Professor Bhaktos Banerjee sir, of a member of Hall of Fame in Accounting and Accounting Research and former President IIMRF, for his gracious presence and an inspiring address. Sir, your valuable words have truly enriched this academic gathering. Thank you, sir. We are honored to have you here. Now, I would like to thank our eminent speakers, Professor Amrit Bawal sir, and Professor, Department of Commerce, Assam University, and Professor Tanuba Chakraborty ma'am, Professor and Head, Department of Commerce, University of Calcutta, whose insightful deliberations have added immense value to this seminar and helped us understand the importance of sustainability in accounting and finance in a more broader academic perspective. Now, I would like to thank our chairperson of the plenary session, Professor Manas Chakraborty, sir, Professor and Head, Department of Commerce, University of Gauravango, our chairperson of Technical Session 1, Conference Session 1, Professor Gautam Bhomik sir,
Make it short.
and Professor, Department of Commerce, University of Gauravango, and Seminar Coordinator from IARF. Our chairperson from Conference Session 2, CA, Professor Subhen Basu sir, Treasurer, IIARF, and former Associate Professor, Anand Mohan College, Kolkata. I would also like to thank our moderators for conducting these sessions effectively. And a special thanks goes to all the participants, research scholars, students, and delegates who actively took part in this seminar. Your presence, presentations, ideas, and academic engagement have made this seminar truly lively, successful, and meaningful. Now, I would like to thank the entire organizing team, or right from Sri Piyush Saha sir, TCS and governing body member, Sri Dr. Tapan Mandal sir, governing body member, Malda College, Sri Chandan Roy sir, governing body member, Malda College, Dr. Narayan Sahu sir, IQAC Professor Ujjwal Saha sir, Associate Professor from Department of Physics, Mithun Rai sir from Department of Geography, Sri Sajal Manto sir from our Department Commerce, Sri Nivesh Dayali sir from Department of Economics, my joint conveners, Ms. Swangi Bansali, Ms. Momita Kundu, Praveen Kaur, our Organizing Secretary, Ms. Swangi Bansali, for their continued and also our technical staff, Somnath Datta, Sadev Roy, our head clerk in charge, Bulbul Mandal, Sri Bulbul Mandal, our accountant in charge, Sri Mingmay Goswami, and
all others.
I also like to thank everyone who contributed directly or indirectly to this seminar. And as we conclude this seminar, I would say that I sincerely hope the ideas and discussions shared in this program will continue to inspire in future for further academic thinking, research, and meaningful action in the field of sustainability, accounting, and finance. With these words, I extend my heartfelt thanks to all of you for your gracious presence, support, and cooperation. Thank you very much.